Hey, welcome to the Tuesday edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Welcome back, and welcome to another cold day across eastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania. Now, last night's temperature forecast was a bust. It's not often that you're off by 11 degrees in the first time period, but that's what happened last night. The main reason being that we did have the sky clear a little bit sooner, a little bit more thoroughly than we thought it would. And with a shallow Arctic air mass right along the ground, if you get a clear sky, the wind's light, radiational cooling goes nuts. And we got down to 11 below at the airport last night. Now, this was not record territory, but awfully cold once again. Ashtabula was at 17 below. They were in the 20s below zero yesterday morning. Lots of teens below zero, north central parts of PA. Even central Ohio got in on the act with a lot of cold temperatures down there. They have a deeper snowpack down there, at least a more recent snowpack down there. Our snow is getting a little bit stale now that it's been a few days since we had our snow on Saturday, but they just had the fresh snow, of course, yesterday and last night down in central Ohio. Well, the ice on Lake Erie is getting thick, of course, and it's pretty much iced over the entire lake. As you can see, the mean concentration of ice on the lake, about 95.5%. And this, is going nowhere in a hurry with the kind of pattern we're in right now. What kind of pattern are we in right now? Well, a cold one, but a quiet one for the time being. Here's the radar and satellite at about 2 p.m. today. A little hard to differentiate between snow and clouds. They all look kind of gray, but basically this afternoon we have some cloudiness pushing in from the west. Mostly clear sky here. This is all snow on the ground in most of central and western PA, but clouds are starting to thicken up. They're kind of high clouds right now, but eventually they will lower, and eventually they'll yield some precipitation as we go into the night tonight and especially into the day tomorrow. Some of these snow showers already starting to break out in Indiana, parts of Michigan as well. The next Arctic front is on the way. Let's bring up the temperatures this afternoon. Show you what I'm talking about here. Here's the next Arctic front. It is out across the upper Midwest, kind of like in here. And yeah, no shock, it's below zero or in the single digits behind it. This is the air mass that's coming south and east and will impact our weather as we head into tomorrow, and especially tomorrow night, Thursday, and Friday. Going to turn awfully harsh once again. So we have that to look forward to. We'll get some of these temperatures up in Canada even early this afternoon. Back to the radar and satellite real quick. As you can see, there's not a lot of barn burners out there today. The old cold fronts down in Florida. My parents are vacationing in central Florida right now, where it's a lot warmer than it is here, but this front's going to swing through, and I'll tell you, the locals down in Florida will be wearing winter jackets for the rest of the week, with lows in the 20s and highs in the 50s. Not exactly probably the vacation my parents were hoping for, but that's what happens sometimes when you go in February. All right, let's talk about the timing of tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow's snow shower activity. This may not show up all that well on the NAM model, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Here's middle of the night tonight. You see some blotches of blue around here. There's going to be a few flurries. Some of us might wake up with a coating of snow tomorrow morning, but most of the more widespread snow shower activity is going to be during the daylight hours tomorrow. Here's tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. You'll be fair game to see a flurry or a snow shower tomorrow morning. By midday, everything's becoming probably just a little bit more common. These snow showers will have a higher coverage around midday into the early afternoon tomorrow. And here's the middle of the afternoon at 1 p.m. Snow showers around. End of the day tomorrow, 6 p.m. right here. A lot of the activity is trying to shift now out into central PA, but still, there's going to be some flurries and snow showers flying around, and you're going to have to watch for slick roads tomorrow, and I do think that some of us can see an inch or two worth of snow during the day tomorrow. Here's the SREF plume. If you're a little new to these videos, I show this a lot in the winter. Basically, this is a computer model based largely on the WRF model, which is part of the North American model. Throwing a lot of names out at you here, but basically it's an ensemble model, which means they tweak the initial conditions in the model, the initial meteorological conditions that are baked into it. They tweak them 21 times and then run the model 21 times with each tweak. And each run is represented by a line here. The snow accumulations maybe just off the edge of your screen. They're over here on the far left. I apologize if you can't see them. But one of the things we like to look at here is the spread. And the spread is about an inch to about 3.5 inches, 4 inches, as far as the Range of possibilities according to this model for the snow tomorrow into tomorrow night. The mean or average is this darker line in the middle here, and that's about 2.5 inches, and this is for the Youngstown Warren Airport in Trumbull County. I think this makes sense. I think generally we're going to see 1 to as much as 3 inches of snow across the WFMJ viewing area Wednesday, heading into Wednesday night. It's not going to all come down at once. It'll be kind of a start and stop kind of a thing. There's a reason why they're called snow showers. Showers implying that they're intermittent, they come and go. That's going to be the case for Wednesday and Wednesday night. All right, rest of the week. Here comes the cold. Here's Thursday morning. That's a cold-looking weather map with low pressure off the East Coast. Cold winds blowing downwind of the Great Lakes. There'll be some residual flurries, I suspect, on Thursday. Perhaps even, additional fresh candy coatings on Thursday. Doubt it's much more than that, except maybe up in the snow belts. But with the lake frozen, the snow belts don't get as much enhancement as they used to earlier in the winter. But look how close together the isobars are here on Thursday. That's a blustery day. As far as wind chills, they're no fun either. Here's the wind chill Thursday morning, according to the GFS anyway, and I think it does kind of make sense. Let's zoom in on our neck of the woods. Wind chills Thursday morning will probably be in the -10 to -15 range. Again, sorry if the numbers are a little hard to see. Try to watch the video in full screen and in HD if some of these details are hard to see. But 10 to 15 below for the wind chills Thursday morning. That's probably a 2-hour delay morning for the kids. Friday morning is even worse. Friday morning will be comparable to Sunday morning, 2 days ago, when we had wind chills as low as 25 below. I think we're going to be in that neighborhood Friday morning. Actual temperatures Friday morning, probably on the order of 10 to 15 below on average. Let's see what the GFS says for the actual low temperatures. It has a -13 at the airport. I think the coolest nooks and crannies, again, are going to be within shouting distance of -20 Friday morning. We saw that Sunday morning. We saw it, actually, Monday morning was actually the coldest morning for temperatures. So we saw that Monday morning, a lot of -20 readings out there, especially in Mercer County. So I think we're going to see stuff like that again on Friday. Now let's talk about the weekend. Some of you are probably starting to pick up on some of the rumblings out there about a weekend storm. I've been talking about it as a possibility. I've had a 30-40% chance of snow in our weekend forecast that you see on TV. Here's what the latest is. This is a tough forecast this far out because, as is often the case, there's a lot of model differences. Our confidence is high that there will be precipitation this weekend. Our confidence is pretty high that this will be mostly a Saturday afternoon, Saturday night event. So the timing, our confidence is reasonably high. The details, the confidence is not very high. And here's why. Here's the GFS model Saturday evening. If this were to be taken literally, in other words, if it were to be exactly right, which is unlikely, we have a thump of snow on the front end here, a few inches maybe, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and then look what happens. Saturday night, we get into the warm sector. Warm front lifts up here, we get into sleet and rain Saturday night into Sunday morning. Here's Sunday morning at daybreak. We're still in the warm sector. Then look what happens. The GFS brings back the cold air Sunday afternoon and gives another thump of snow. Now, I will tell you that the European and the Canadian do not subscribe to the GFS theory here that there's kind of a backlash snow on Sunday. The European and Canadian would suggest this is a thump of snow Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and then it goes. The GFS would say snow, rain, and then snow on the backside. So the details, we still got a long way to go. So at this early stage of the game, plan on some precipitation this weekend, plan on the possibility of slick roads. But how much snow, the timing of the snow, does it change over to rain, those sorts of things, those are things we do not know yet. One thing we do know, or strongly suspect, is that it's going to turn cold again next week. 2 more shots of cold air before perhaps this pattern starts to let up. Here's the more severe shot. It's the end of this week, of course. Some places -20 for temperatures Friday morning. That's shot number 1, the deep Barney purples here. Now, shot number 2 does not look as severe, but still significant. This is the middle of next week. Starts to ooze in early in the week, but this is more Tuesday into Wednesday. Here you go. Next Tuesday, a week from today, cold-looking map across the eastern U.S. As I go forward, though, the GFS ensemble would suggest that while we stay cold through the end of February, hey, look at this, early March. Maybe some signs of a pattern change. Let's hope that's not a mirage. Let's hope it's for real. All right, that's today's weather for Weather Geeks. Thank you for watching this kind of long video. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11.